we go. So here's one. So yeah, I have been consulting other Muslims on this, so I'm not talking out of my ass. All right, so.
Okay. Oh, your screenshot.
This was on, yeah, I sent it in the side chat. So like, here's one. Try to find another. So yeah, oh fuck, I'm trying to do my own, like I'm trying to get an unbiased opinion on it. It just seems like whenever I'm having a discussion about it with a Muslim, the bias is automatically installed. And if I have no context with the Muslim, they just like, hey, just translate this for me. They're like, yeah, then this is it. Boom.
No, that's fine. I can look into this for you. There's no issue with that. I can go into the actual Arabic books and look into
But
it.
even if you want to say Al-Tabari is wrong, like every other accessible tafsir that I have of classical Islamic scholarship largely converges on it being, Al-Qutubri, Jalalain, Ibn Abbas,
No.
Ibn Kathir.
Yeah, I understand. Let me just make this point. Let me just make this point. If I can prove to you from the linguistics that it's possible that this is not like there's no sequence to this, like in the sense that it's in a particular order.
Then what would it be if it's not a sequence?
Like you said, it's just stating different process of creation. So let's say X was created, this was created, and that's it. The next thing was created.
You can say that linguistically, but now you understand you have now staked yourself against Islamic scholarship, because Islamic scholarship, mainstream Islamic scholarship, doesn't say that. Mainstream Islamic scholarship, as we observed, plainly, mundanely, as I cited, as I've researched with other Muslims without context, without bias, that this is a sequence. It doesn't matter if it's, part of the. It's not. It doesn't matter to them. It's benign. This error to them is benign, but that's subjective. To me, it's massive to find one error. So I don't really understand why you would use a linguistic twisting of Arabic, which I can only take your word on because I'm not an Arabic speaker. It's again trust me, bro. But why is it that when
I'll get you the linguistics, I'll also get you a scholar, a classical scholar that will support this, someone who's like very early on, pre-modern times, right? So I'll get you both things. I'll get you from the linguistics, and also I'll get you a scholar. Now, after these two things have been completed, it doesn't really matter if other tafsirs disagree. They're not binding anyway. Even if we reject all tafsirs, we're not actually doing anything that's nullifying our faith. So it's not binding evidence to begin with. But I'll bring you a scholar, and I'll bring you linguistics. After that, it becomes a plausible explanation. So therefore, it's no longer error or a contradiction.
No, it becomes a very. You're being very generous in bringing it out. You're saying it becomes a plausible explanation. No, it doesn't, because having the earth and having the heavens existing in any unformed sense, and them talking to one another saying, yeah, we both come willingly. Literally, that's in the verse. That's a contradiction. And especially when it says then, thumma, right? That could be sequential. Now, I thoroughly researched that Arabic word. I'm not an Arabic speaker, but thumma I've had a very intimate time with. All right? I've come to learn that it can be used sequentially, or it could be used in simultaneous rank, right? This is according to scholars, Muhammad Hijab, these other mundane scholars, whatever that are available. So if that's the case, and on top of that, the tafsirs also say that's the case, that it is a sequence, and you find me one scholar against the majority, that is again still your problem to reconcile. Why is that? Now you essentially gave me a deviant scholar from observation.
How did they don't become deviant just because they oppose the majority?
Well, they oppose the context of how the majority of people perceive this word for thumma, that this is a sequence. Now you can say, hey, thumma can be, orbital, thumma can be used in Arabic sentences where it doesn't involve a sequence, sure, but the context kind of says that, because now you're telling me that thumma is a homonym, and homonyms, regardless of language, like Japanese, like ichike or itsukai has like 50 different meanings depending on how it's used in a sentence, but itsukai is still, a homonym. that means you look at the sentence as being used that something happened, then something else happened. To say that it's happening simultaneously or it's still happening within the sequence, either way is a lose-lose situation.
Yeah, but the thing is,
linguistically speaking, you don't really you're just making it more ambiguous. You're not actually resolving the error. You're actually just making it more ambiguous.
Ambiguous. I like ambiguous better. That's a funny one.
Ambiguous. Sorry. I'm a little, sorry. Walking and talking. My intentions divided.
Nah, this nigga's definitely drunk.
90% of your brain power dedicated to moving your legs.
Yeah, dude.
No, I'm just yanking your chain. You get big guy.
Suck. Yeah. So, anyways, that's my piece. I don't know what your response to that is.
If you get a time, just DM at me like your claim. I'll look into it with more details. Just DM me like you must have saved right the question.
I'll send you a message right now so it bumps me up to the top of your message queue.
Yo, Mohammed, real quick. I'm on your side, and I'll just quickly lay it down for you. As me, Mustafa, Almote America, Sofa Aktulak. Yeah.
Is that your Arabic?
Yeah.
Yeah, Arabi.
Yeah, I said my name's Mustafa. Death to America. I will kill you. Yeah.
Abu Kenzia.
Got an edgy boy.
No, I'm converted. I joined an Iraqi Discord. Joined an Iraqi
revert, you mean?
A revert. What does that mean? Like
you don't convert to Islam. No, you don't convert to Islam. You revert to Islam.
Oh, because it's like the basis of religion. So I'm reverting back to what I should be.
No, you were always a Muslim, but then you were born into kufar. So you're actually reverting back to what God originally made you. That's what Muslims tell themselves.
Oh, got you. That's cool. Yeah, I'm Muslim and shit.
Yeah, this nigga's definitely not Muslim.
Wait, so I can be a Muslim without even trying?
Wait.
I'm just.
A lot of Muslims don't try. I mean, what percentage of Muslims actually read Arabic?
Muslim? Who said I'm not Muslim?
Wait.
Sofa Aktula.
Wait. Oh my god, can you stop manifesting? Yo, Emo, can you recite the Shahada? Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
Ashahadu.
You're not a Muslim, nigga.
Recite the Shahada?
Yes.
Dude.
Yeah,
yes,
Ashahadu.
Recite the Shahada.
Me and the boys be reciting
recite the Shahada.
Shahada, and I be doing the beating the drums while my boy Gazem over here is reciting that shit.
Yeah, you're definitely not Muslim because that's haram, by the way. Instruments are haram in Islam, especially if you recite the Shahada. Yes.
Ashahadu la ilaha illallah.
No, you missed that. A drum beats, it actually adds to it.
All right, can we get back on topic?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just sun, whatever, stars and Earth. That's it. That's the topic. It's over.
Interesting.
Wait, yeah. So you're wait. So your critique is that your critique of the Quran is that it says that the Earth was created before the stars, or something, right?
I mean, there are more critiques out there, but like that's like the most unavoidable like critique that Muslims can't weasel out of, like without making any sort of moral or evil argument, just like a basic error, like just flat out black and white error. Yeah, right there.
What are your moral arguments against Islam?
We don't have to get into that. It's pretty much been done before. If you've been on the internet, basically copy paste that shit.
Is it the the Aisha argument?
Oh, it's more than just that, but yes, the biggest popular one, isn't it? Isn't that like the most like common? Like I heard a lot of Muslims get sick and tired of going to Sharia chat and they have someone come in like, dude, why'd your prophet marry your kid? It's like, just like, sorry, it's the easiest, like lowest hanging fruit argument. I try to avoid it. I try to go for more challenging, like slavery or other shit, concubinage. So. Yeah, it's just like they're mummies. We have bodies of kids. We have bodies of adults from way before. It's like, no, they didn't mature back then. Sorry.
Wait,
or they didn't mature faster.
Wait. Yeah. So like, are you familiar with Muhammad's argument that he was arguing with you that the Arabic word thumma does not always have to be in chronological order?
Yeah, it could mean simultaneous, but in rank. It's like a rank of importance.
La ilaha illa Allah Muhammad
All right, I'm gonna mute this guy so I can talk to you.
The problem is, like, you understand how homophones work in a language, or homonyms, or not homophones, homonyms.
Oh no, no, I'm just talking about like, no, I'm just talking about like that the word that the word thumma in classical Arabic could just mean furthermore or in addition, and even Ibn Kathir and Al-Razi said this is an interpretation in their head.
Right, it's a homonym.
In the tafsirs.
Right, it's a homonym. But homonyms cannot occupy more than one meaning in a context. That's the problem. You can only choose one. Blue doesn't mean the color if it's being used in this sentence.
So what's the multiple meanings in this context?
Blew a whistle.
Wait.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, so what's the multiple meanings within this context?
There are multiple meanings in this context?
No. Oh my god. No, I'm asking you if that
doesn't help your argument.
No, oh my god, you idiot. Listen.
I don't think that...
You idiot. Can you shut up and listen for 1 second? I'm asking you, if that is the case, what is a multiple Now I lost my train of thought because your dumbass went to speak. All right. Anyway,
take your time. I'll mute myself.
Yeah. All right. That's my bitch. Anyway, I was saying, I was saying, if your interpretation is the case, what are the quote unquote multiple meanings that you said that are in the context of this verse or verses?
Right. So I challenge that there are multiple.
Yes, I know. That's why I'm asking you. What are the multiple meanings within this verse? Is that your claim that there are multiple meanings?
No, I'm saying the word thumma has multiple meanings depending on the context it's being used in a sentence. The sentence determines the singular meaning of that homonym.
Yeah, right.
Homonyms. So listen.
Yeah, right. So can you share the context?
I use
Sorry. I continue.
No, you go ahead. If you want to interrupt, go ahead. Talk.
Oh my god, yeah, I was just asking.
Okay, so like the context here, right. So I'll read it to you. So the context here is ayah 10 through 11. All right, so that's the context. I'll read it out loud. He set upon the earth mountains standing firm high above it, and he gave blessings upon the earth and measured all things to give them nourishment in proper proportion. In 4 days, in accordance with the needs of those who search for nourishment. Ayah 11, then thumma, he rose over the high heavens when it was still like smoke, and said to it and to the earth, you both come willingly or unwillingly. And they both said, we both do come willingly in obedience.
Yeah, can you just read verse
Ayah 12, then, I'm sorry?
Yeah, in ayah 12, do you know the Arabic word? Do you know the Arabic word for adorn here? Because the Arabic word for adorn here could just be in reference to the stars becoming invisible, not in their reference to their creation. I can give you tafsirs concerning this specific Arabic word that's being used for.
So where is your verse that the stars were created before the earth?
Huh?
And then they were concealed because it says it was still like smoke. The heavens were like smoke.
No, I know. I'm saying. Okay, yes, I know. I'm saying that the word
smoke to me doesn't involve stars or lights at all, ever. I'm smoking right now. There is no light coming out of a smoke.
There can still be light prior to the smoke, though. Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. There could still be light though prior to the smoke. Yes.
No, you could have chemical reactions to just start smoky. There's no light. If you ever mixed, sodium bicarbonate with nitric acid, that happens. You get smoke. No light. It's hot.
We aren't talking about
maybe some infrared.
We aren't talking about specific.
But the thumma here is not in ayah. here, relax. The Aya is not in 12. It's in 11. Thumma is used in 11.
Yes,
that's the problem.
Yes, Yudi. I'm not talking about Thumma. I'm talking about the words for adorned in Arabic in verse 12. I'm talking about verse 12 now. We passed verse 11.
Yeah,
you can discuss Thumma.
Right. So if you want to say that it was adorned, then you have to look at any tafsirs. Does it mean that he was creating these stars, or were the stars already created? And every single tafsir says no, because the heavens were like smoke still.
Yeah, can you post it?
Yeah, Qutubri. Yeah, Quran X is the chat. It's in the chat, homie.
Yeah,
it's green.
Okay. Okay, and these
Qutubri is not on there. If you want me to if you want me to link Qutubri, I can. But
yeah, so these so these tafsirs are going to tell me that adorning with lamps refer to their creation. That's what these tafsirs are going to tell me.
Their creation. Let me double check.
Wait, well, so what was the point of posting this verse if the tafsirs aren't going to tell me that adorning to the nearest heaven with lamps is in reference to the creation? Because you're arguing that the stars were created before the earth in this specific verse, but I'm telling you that the adorning
Abbas says created, Jalalain says created,
means to be visible.
Hold up, the word created. Hold up, the word created is being used.
The word
they're all interpreting it as create. Just
yes.
Yeah. No.
Okay, I'll take a look at these tafsirs.
Ibn Kathir, it created the heavens. All right. Ibn Abbas created the heavens. All right. Jalalain created the heavens.
I'll look at these tafsirs.
Create the earth. Create the earth in 2 days, and then created the heavens in 2 days. And then he created the earth and then created the heavens in 2 days. Yeah.
1 second.
Control F. Control F. Create. Boom.
Okay.
I'm gonna go outside and smoke. I'll be right back. Or I'm gonna take you guys with me.
All right.
Now, if you want a rebuttal to all of these, you could say that. So
I'm
sorry.
Yeah. So, hold on.
Yeah, I was gonna say like orbital. All these tafsirs are basing it off of a hadith that's.
Yeah, you're lagging. I'm not sure if it's just mine or your internet, but you're lagging pretty bad.
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, you were cutting out and lagging horribly. I don't know if it's mine or yours.
Sorry.
You're good.
Sorry. 1 second.
But yeah. So like
I'm back. My turn there. Should be
yes,
better.
Yeah. So the last hadith in the article that you posted, says the smoke like diffused matter to take the shape of the galaxies and stars and planets. So this seems to match with my view that the adornment of the
The Maududi.
wait, yeah, that the adornment of the stars is just in reference to the stars.
He's not a.
Wait, can I finish?
He's a modern scholar. I know, but he's a modern scholar. He's not a classical scholar. So he's obviously going to say that, and the whole Big Bang cosmology predates him. So he's obviously going to make like a tafsir that conforms to Big Bang cosmology. So that revelation is gone.
I'm not saying where Ibn Kathir
So doing a post hoc.
Yeah, I'm not saying where Ibn Kathir take their position that the adornment of the stars is in reference to the creation of the stars either. So I mean, I'm looking through his tafsir.
He literally says. I'll screenshot it for you.
All right.
Okay. One second. Hold. Whoosh.
Are you talking about where he says, quote, "It's night he covers with darkness, and it's forenoon he brings out with light, and after he spread the earth"? Talking about that specific part.
Okay, so Ibn Kathir, the 3rd paragraph, literally he says, and I'll quote, Allah says that he created the earth first because it is the foundation, and the foundation should be built first. Then the roof, says Allah elsewhere. It is he who created all of you. It is he who created for you all on earth, and he rose over the istawa illa, the heavens, and made them into 7 heavens. Are you more difficult to create, or is the heavens that he constructed? He has raised its height, and he has perfected it.
He brings out with light, and then after he spread the earth. Are you talking about that specific part? How does this how does this necessarily mean that
it means he's creating
before the earth?
He's creating the heavens. Boom. There you go.
Yeah, sure. But when he says he brings out with light, i.e. the stars, this can just mean he's making them visible. It's like he's making them visible. How do we know that? How do we know that Ibn Kathir is saying that when he says he brings out light?
Where do the lights exist?
How do we know this is the creation?
Where do the lights exist? So where do the lights exist?
What do you mean where do lights exist?
Where do these lights in this context exist? Where do they exist?
Outside the earth.
In the heavens.
Yeah.
It's not hard. Read. It says in the heavens.
Yes, which is outside the earth.
So the heavens were created. Yeah, and they were created. So they were created along with the heavens. They could have just been made visible during the creation of the heavens, but still by proxy creation. Boom.
Right, but make it something
visible. A very weak argument by hold up. The argument here, linguistically, it is implied here, and that's what it is. That's what's being fundamentally said here. And like I said, you're only disagreeing with me because we're having a context of an argument. I gave you screenshots when I went to another server without any context of any argument and asked them, "Is this a sequence?" And they all agreed this is a sequence. So other than charging you with bias because we're having an argument here, there's no reason for you to disagree with what's being said here.
Yeah,
other than just we're having a debate.
So Muslims say it's a sequence, therefore it's a sequence unless retarded. I'm arguing that the word thumma here means it doesn't mean it has to be a sequence. Doesn't mean it has to be chronological order. I could give 2 shits what other Muslims in other servers say. That doesn't bother me.
This isn't just this is also the scholars. This is what Muslims are saying. This is what them saying about scholars. They're modern day scholars on these servers. These are just random kids, right? Because these are people who, probably are running mosques and shit. They are the ones that are saying that this is true. What the fuck want me to tell you?
I don't think random kids on Discord are running mosques, but okay.
They do. People run churches, mosques, schools on Discord. So like this is 2025, bro. It's easy. It's like a Slack board.
Yeah, and half
it's like a free version of Microsoft Teams.
Yeah, and half of the Muslim court apologists are like 15 and 19 and 18 and stuff like that. So I mean, I don't see them running mosques. But anyway, that's like
no. There's some adults on here.
Yeah.
Well, there's I don't know. I
Yeah,
probably
I'm not
have
saying
one
there's not some
saved,
adults.
but
I'm saying the majority of Muslim quote apologists are usually kids or people that just joined Islam and try and defend Islam.
you do realize I could say the exact same thing to what the other person was saying when he was linking me like a Stack Exchange post from some Islamic website, that the person replying could just be very well a 14-year-old from Moscow, and everything about what he's saying is just complete AI bullshit.
Okay, yeah, exactly. But
We can get this rabbit hole.
Wait, exactly. Yes, I don't give a fuck about that.
There's a delay. I think that's why.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Sorry.
All right. Anyway, like I was saying,
You go first.
Yeah, like I understand that. I understand that this website could be ran by a kid, but I don't bring that up to disprove it. I bring that up because you bring up. You said that the majority, or you said that this guy on here could be a person running a mosque, which I highly doubt. The guy that responded to you is a person running a mosque. Well,
it was other people too, but the thing is, I could look it up for you, but my phone keeps crashing when I look up big files on my phone for some reason. It was Samsung. The issue here is that it's not that it's some random 4-year-old on Discord, is that it's majority of these 14th century, 11th century, 10th century scholars, right? Not Maududi. He's a 21st century scholar, right? We don't count those because they already know about modern science. They already know about nucleogenesis theory, or nucleosynthesis theory, and protoplanetary disks and Big Bang cosmology and all that. We can't use that. You have to use, if you're going to say this is a prediction made and revealed by divine order, we have to use those types of scholars. And those scholars all interpreted that there was a sequence. Yes, that word can be stressed, can be used, but it's dependent on context. No homonyms have multiple meanings in the same context outside of poetry. And if this is poetic, I don't think it is. It's pretty mundane. If it's going to be, even if it is poetic, it's a mundane type of thing. It's not being used in sort of double speak or double meaning. There's no way you can glean it for being a double meaning other than, hey, I'm arguing with the kuffar. Then this is unreasonable. It's a homonym being cascaded onto one context. Sure, it can be used in other contexts. This isn't it.
Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, sure. The burden of proof would be on you to prove that to prove that this is not the case with the context. Because let's just take this for example. Like, we know according to the Quran, the heavens and the earth were created simultaneously. In Surah 21:30, it says, "quote The heavens and the earth were a joint entity, and we split them apart." So, like, I mean, so even with using other verses, I don't see how this is a time sequence. Because
still incorrect. Cosmologically, right? So yeah. So Muhammad Hijab on his YouTube channel said the exact same thing you're saying. Hold on.
Yeah. Okay.
Muhammad Hijab said the exact same thing you're saying. It could either be sequential, one before another, or it's okay. But he speaks Arabic.
Okay, and he's also
just let me finish.
Brown person, bro. I don't give a fuck.
You're racist, dude. Holy shit, for real? I thought Islam was like above racism. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, yes, there's certain Muslims on Discord. Oh, yes, inherently makes Islam racist. Yes. No.
Well, you're the one who's saying he's a brown person. What I'm saying, he's a fucking Oxford
I'm
scholar.
my own person. I do not make up the entirety of Islam. So you can't accuse Islam of being racist and saying, "Oh, isn't Islam supposed to be?"
Well, it's been a frequent incursion. You're not the first time saying this.
Okay, this is also Discord,
talk to other Muslims on like
Discord, my nigga. You aren't in person. You're over Discord, my nigga. Like, dog.
So you don't actually are. So you're not actually racist. You're not actually believing what you're saying.
Of course not, nigga. Bro, what? What?
Well, are you genuine? Like he's not a real Muslim, despite the fact he's got the clout of all these Muslims.
I didn't say he's not a real Muslim.
He's able to call riots.
What he says. I never said he's a fake Muslim.
Okay, fine. Then who? Okay, then give me someone for me to chew on that says, "Hey, this is the thumma where it's non-sequential, it's simultaneous, it's a rank."
Yeah.
It's a simultaneous rank.
Yeah, I gave you. I gave you one before. Look at there, and Al Razi mentions that this is interpretation in their commentaries. Here, let me just find one of their commentaries where they mention this specific interpretation.
Gave you. I can screenshot the part of Kathir where it says the Earth literally came first. He literally verbatim says that in his commentary.
Hold on.
I don't know what you're on about here with Kathir. They're beyond delusion. And for Razi, the same thing. The Shia hadiths are also consistent on it being a sequence.
Oh, wait. So like, so right.
Sure, go ahead. Go ahead. Do the book report. No, go take your time. Go do the book report and then come back.
I'm going to respond to you. Yes, sir. Yeah, right here's Ibn Kathir says, is explained in more detail. The creation of the earth and the creation of the heaven are discussed separately. Not that this is a sequence, but the discussion of their creation are discussed separately. Again, meaning it's not in reference to chronological order. It's just them being discussed separately. Doesn't mean a chronological order. Like I said, he literally says the creation of the earth and the creation of the heaven are discussed separately. Discussed separately, not made separately.
Not made separately. Discussed separately. What does discuss separately have to do with anything? This is Ibn Kathir saying that the earth was created first.
Yeah, sure. He says that the earth was created first. I mean, yeah, but like again, how do we know? How do we know that he's talking about in reference to the earth and the heaven, the earth and the heavens? Because
he literally talks about the heavens being created afterwards in that same paragraph. Are you trolling me right now?
Hold up, this is my fault.
Are you actually just trolling me? Are you like what is this wasting my time at this point? Are you just fucking with me? Like,
give me a sec. All right, this is my fault. Hold on.
I'm screenshotting it. No, I'll my fault for. Oh wait, holy shit! Hold up. I lost all the links. Here, I'm gonna repaste it. Okay. You may have to skip to 12. But 1 second. Control F. No, wait. Go find in page first. Okay. Boom. Found it. All right. The big fucking donate sign is in the way, but it says Kathir. All right. So just trust me, bro. All right, but here it is, just at the very, very bottom.
Hold on. Damn, yeah. I mean, I guess he does like to take the position, but
Cool guy. I mean, I'm sorry I pissed you off, but you're generally a cool guy.
Hold on.
So yeah, that's my error. There are others, but that's the easiest one. Like, we can go into like linguistic hell. I already went down that hellhole. I wouldn't even be bringing it up if it was like linguistically possible. It's just now we have to convince. It's now the burden is like convince me that homonyms can occupy more than one meaning in a context, because that causes confusion if that's the case. Like, I used a Japanese word itsuke for another. It's gae or whatever the fuck it's called. Different. It's got like 50 different contexts or whatever. I don't even know. Like, just that type of shit. Like Japanese, French has got a bunch of fucking homonyms. You know, I gave you the easiest English one, blue, right? Blue can be like, you know, the color, the action, the cheese, shit like that. So. If it was both the color and the action, that's a very confusing sentence. Then I don't know how you could even form a sentence properly where that would be the case. And if it is rank, like let's say fine, yeah, it is the second meaning as well. Well, it still it doesn't really solve the problem. It just, now you're saying the earth and the heavens were created simultaneously. It's still cosmologically incorrect, according to science. Both. So it's like, again, it's a catch-22 here. It's like which, you could stick the fork in the outlet, or you could stick the knife in the outlet. Just same result. Yeah, I talked with other Muslims about it. They basically, this is them crashing out. I'll show you some screenshots of the Muslims that I have talked to about this that have,
Have you talked to Abdul Aziz about this?
He just overtalks and cuts me off. He doesn't want to focus. He just says like, hey, he ignores everything I say and just tries to overtalk. And I don't think Abdulaziz is a fair interlocutor. He just is a huge yapper. Like my first discussion with Abdulaziz was on slavery, and he kept trying to say that Islam wasn't racist about it, but he never wanted to go into about the castration. I had to the moment I was being honest about, yeah, there are hadiths about not castrating your slaves, but the fact that it was historically happening in the Islamic slave trade, he didn't want to acknowledge that. He wanted to say those are not real Muslims then, despite the fact it was happening throughout the majority of the Islamic Golden Age. And at no point in the Islamic Golden Age were there ever real Muslims. That's a very fallacious reasoning that he was employing. I found that very silly, but he was just going along with it. He just kept, at that point, it was like, this isn't really a debate that's honest. It's just a really childish argument, but whatever.
Yeah, I'll definitely take a look on this because it's pretty interesting.
Bong or Bang, whatever the fuck his name is. Yeah, homie just fucking straight up was like, I hope your mother gets raped.
Jesus,
I hope you die. All that sort of shit. I was just like, all right. That's beautiful. It's exactly the type of crash out I want, It's like, hold on a second. Oh shit, where the fuck is the screenshot? Oh, here we go. Boom. So I linked him Al-Qurtubi at the very top.
Yeah.
Right. And then I looked into the actual creation, what are the things that Allah created chronologically? What are the chronological orders of the first things being created in the universe? Right. The first thing was the Kursi, which is the throne. Right. That was the first object that was created in the universe. Right? This is according to I looked it up in everything. Then it was there was waters. And from the water, God created the earth and heaven, which was still like smoke. Then he created the mountains and spread it out flat and whatnot. And then he formed the stars, right? So this is a problem because in no manifested sense was there ever an earth prior to stars physically. It chemically could never have happened. The fact that we have uranium on earth is proof. Uranium does not come from, uranium only comes from stars, essentially, is what I'm trying to say. Diamonds and not diamonds, but rubidium, strontium, anything heavier than lithium on the periodic table, lithium is number 4. It's 100-ish elements. 50 of them are naturally occurring. All that shit has to come from a star dying. And yeah, you can't avoid that. And I tried to tell him, I tried to show him, like, hey, here's a PBS for kids video on how planets form. And he, I guess, took that as a very patronizing, condescending thing. But I was trying to give him a source that wasn't bullshit. I don't know what metric or bar I have to fucking jump through to prove that this isn't bullshit. Because I gave him Harvard papers, I gave him MIT papers. He was like, no, this guy's a Jew, this guy's an Israeli. It's like, what the fuck? It's like, what? Doesn't even read the paper. Just goes off the name. It's like, this guy's an African, this guy's an Indian. I'm not going to fucking read some paper from some Indian scientist. And I was like, dude, really? This is why I'm like, what is it with Muslims being racist? That I've come across this bullshit so many fucking times when I do my own fucking book report on stupid shit like this. And it's like, oh, I can't use it not because it's a shitty source, but because the guy's a fucking brownoid. I'm like, all right, cool. Fuck me, I gotta get a fucking master race guy here, and I have to fucking filter that shit out. I'm like, is that worth an unpaid research at that point? To fuck around with some goofy ass Discord Muslims that are just gonna tell me to go kill myself anyways? That's why your boy goes hard on Muslims, bro. This is entertaining for me. This is why it's like, all right, they wanted it. I don't know what the fuck they're asking for at this point. They're crying. But, yeah. Guinea Pig, you've been awfully quiet this entire time. What's your opinions on this?
Oh, honestly, I've just been listening. Yeah.
What are you doing right now? Jacking off? Smoking that J?
Oh, bro,
Oh, what's so funny?
I'm getting slappy happy, bro. I need a fucking nap.
You're gonna fucking die? Don't die, man. Don't do that.
Oh, but yeah, I'll look into these. See what I can find.
Good luck, man. I mean,
I appreciate the conversation.
appreciate your honesty. Like, honestly, you're the probably most chill